whose words comprise of pain we will never hear, and yet to whom we are linked in the past that is never dead and never really past, in the future that never arrives or beckons us to go. And so history never ends, the last page is never written, and the best pages are written not by princes, presidents, prime ministers, popes, but by the people. For all their faults and shortcomings, the people are all we have. In fact, we are they. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, there's the boot counter. And again, picked the wrong intro. Hello, how's everyone doing? It's just me or does the lighting feel a little bit off today? I don't know. It feels like darker than normally. I'm gonna put on another light. Wake up. Alright, maybe I need to turn on this light. Yeah, that's what. There we go. That's why. How's everyone doing? Another smooth start to things, as usual, on the Chemical Mind stream. We run a tight ship here, you know? White guy jump scare, yeah. I'm an anarchist for religious reasons. What's up, McGooms? Hey, Hassan Roch. Watching this at work? Good. Alright, so we got some things to talk about today. First of all, wrong. So yeah, we got a new Anarchist Manifesto just dropped. I read it yesterday, and I wanted to read it again live on stream. And then also, LA's on fire, apparently. So those are the first two things. So what do we want to talk about first? And whoever donos the most can choose what we talk about first. Or if you don't know enough, I can only talk about one thing. And if you don't know enough, I can end the stream right now. If someone donates $50, I'll end the stream right now. I'm dead serious. If you want me to shut up, CIA, if you want to shut me down, $50. That's my price for this time. You can do it, Mohi. $50 and I'll end the stream. Or $50 and I'll never stop streaming. I live in LA, 20 miles south of the fires. I can't even see the sky. It's all smoke and ash clouds. Catholic ML Tanky. That's definitely an interesting combo. Our favorite handsome Maoist is live. Well, not quite a Maoist, but I am handsome. That is true. So you got half of it right. Alright. I guess I'll just pick what we'll talk about first. Let's start with the manifesto. So this is an anarchist who apparently does some hacker shit, hacks things and releases stuff, hacks people. So we're going to take a look. It's not long, don't worry. But it is cringe. So let's take a look. Yeah, I'm not going to read that. That's I don't know what the fuck that is. Alright, ready? The world is looking dire right now. It seems like everything is worse than it ever has been. Or maybe just things suddenly flip back to bad. But no matter what happened or how, one thing is clear. The number of socially acceptable targets and scapegoats is steadily increasing, the focus shifting constantly. The fascists call us degenerates, blaming us all for all of society's woes, while the liberal left throw us under the bus again and again. Alright, it's alright so far. Blaming anyone but themselves for their loss of state power. Get the fuck out of my way, cat. It's not a dog, it's a cat. I love cats. I want to make it clear. It's paralyzing, really, to see the rights we fought over for decades, maybe even centuries, eroded away so rapidly all over the world, no matter how predictable this may have been. No amount of told you so changes just how shocking it still is. Okay. We undeniably are at a turning point of sorts. Things are not fine. And this essay does not want to pretend they are. Its goal is instead to provide perspective for a hopeful future at a community level, a perspective beyond voting and party politics. And while clearly sparked by the results of the U.S. election, I did my best to write this for an international audience. Okay, and so this is where it starts to get cringe. 2, community. And then she opens with a quote that says, "There is no higher good than the pursuit of self-happiness and fun. The act of doing something purely for fun is blindingly good, as it is the action of doing something only to create positivity and put more goodness into the world. The act of having fun creates goodness, which means it is the greatest thing to do." So basically, as I think it goes without saying that this is a very dumb quote. The act of having fun creates goodness, which means it is the greatest thing one can do. So basically, right at the start, we're getting into hippie 60s, 70s counterculture, just nonsense, First of all, some things that are good are not that fun, Some aspects, I think my YouTube channel does some good stuff, but some aspects of it are not too fun to me. But especially organizing, But if you really just operate off of this hedonistic definition of just, oh, whatever you do that is fun creates good, then that's your politics. But let's give this person a chance and read further. One call pierces sharply through all the vaguely hopeful posts whenever a right-word shift happens, or the state takes another life, or a fascist wins an election, or yet another right is stripped away, or one more senseless war breaks out. Organize. But what does it really mean to get organized? What is community, and how do we find it? A lot of these posts seem to think of organizing as simply joining a union, a political party, or a similar radical organization. To me, this feels too hollow, too short-sighted, and too often leaves people with more questions than answers. Alright. After all, the true heart of any radical movement, of any revolution, of any kind of community, is the people supporting it and keeping it alive from behind the front lines. Think about the community kitchen that cooks for you, the local bands stoking your morale, the storytellers keeping the memory of your movement alive, the researchers documenting fascists in the state, the queers who organize the parties where you can be yourself for a night, the mental health and legal support folks making sure you and your friends are safe after a demonstration, the people making flyers, art, and signs, the friends you can count on for always being around and full of hope. No matter if you're at the front lines when we face off against fascists and the state, you play an integral role in keeping the movement thriving. There's a role for everyone, no matter your skill set, risk affinity, or able-bodiedness. I'm a little confused what her point, what she's coming at here, because she says join a union, a party, or a radical organization feels too hollow, and then she just starts talking about community. But what does that have to, all of these things can exist in a radical organization. Also, political parties are not necessarily radical organizations, neither are unions, so it's weird to say similar radical organization. Alright. Any kind of community has the ability to enact change in this neoliberal society. Any kind. This includes not just the examples at the start of this section, but also your local friend circle, your city's underground music scene, your polycule, your anarchist polycule, your local book club, your group chat, or really any other group of people. Hell, even conservatives have used this advantage for decades now. It's one of the reasons why homeowners associations and groups of concerned parents are so damn good at politicizing whatever the hell they want to. We slowly build a future for ourselves by fostering communities of all kinds, creating lifelong bonds and friendships, making collective memories of moments where time stops just for a little bit as we sit around a fire and have fun, refusing to give up our love for each other through all hatred, because no matter how fun it is to imagine the current system laying in ashes before us, actually getting there is meaningless if we have nothing to fill that void with. When I think of community, I think of friendships, of friend groups, the people who share my dream for a better future. I think about the people I've gone to protests with, the people I've run away from cops and fascists with, the people who've tended to my health afterward, the people I've hacked governments and corporations with, the online music communities that rebuilt my club, my hope, when I was on the verge of throwing in the shower, the towel, the people I've moshed with at local shows, and all the people who I can run to when it feels like everything's just too much. There isn't the community. There are many communities that every single one of us are a part of. To me, the problem with any community solely dedicated to doing politics, whatever that may be, is that the only thing that tends to hold it together is the unifying force of anger. And while that rage and resentment may be powerful in the short term, it is integral for any community to also share more positive emotions. The fun times are the glue holding us together. We cannot just fight, we have to live to be able to fight. Anarchism is about togetherness, and we can only achieve this by becoming together, not just to fight, but also to have fun and laugh together, even if only for a bit. So not a single policy prescription, Not a single, how can we learn from history for the future? Not a single, how we should organize our communities, or just let's just have fun. And I love friendship, and happiness is good, and let's all be friends and work together. We are in crisis. This person just wrote about their big feelings, and that's all. It's okay to have big feelings, but this isn't a strategy or tactic. And it's weird too, because apparently this person does do like hacks corporations and shit, which for legal purposes I won't condemn or condone, but why not focus a lot more on that, here's how maybe she has written in other things, but I don't know. Yeah, it's just a very I don't know. It's a very empty, just feel good essay. Which is very much vibes with anarchism. It is in this togetherness, this feeling of belonging, and this common joy, where I find my hope for the future. Anarchism is alive in the here and now. Our bright future is being molded within the bleak present. Autonomous DIY venues, squats, small-scale occupations, and entire autonomous regions show us how a different, non-authoritarian future is not only possible, but is also already happening. Alright, so... oh my god. So, alright, first four. Venues, squats, occupations, or the first three, useless. Completely useless, for the most part, for any actual world-changing politics. Fourth thing, autonomous regions. Okay, so the two main examples of this are the Zapatistas and the Kurds. I talked in another stream about the Zapatistas in my response to Andrewism. Basically, the Zapatistas' territory is an illiterate, impoverished place where all the young people are fleeing, and which is being overrun by crime from the drug lords from South America. It is not the worst. It's far from the worst place on earth, but it is definitely not a place most people would want to live. It is definitely not a place that has drastically improved the living standards of the people who live there. It has the lowest literacy rate. It has the highest child pregnancy rate. The Chiapas, that state, and the illiteracy is higher among the Zapatistas than it is among city people. You can check my Andrewism streams. But yeah, they're not doing great, and then you have the Kurds who, I see so many contrasting explanations of how they function that I just don't even know what to say about them at this point, but they are heavily U.S. funded. I'll just leave it at that. So they need tons of funding from the U.S. just to survive, and who knows how what's going to happen with Syria. So you have two examples in total. One is not a great place to live, and the other is also not a great place to live, but I don't know enough about it to comment much more than that. Even though I guess you could say Rojava is a better place to live than most of Syria, which is not saying much. Alright, moving on. See, most of this article is so vague, I can't even comment on it. I can't even, say anything about it because it's just so fucking vague. I'm glad she actually made one thing I can, actually refer to materially. Alright, anyways, more and more people are growing disillusioned with the status quo, and while many of them join mass actions, we can't be content with just that. Make friends at protests. Help people figure out their place in the movement, give each other community. This is how we keep up the momentum, how we keep our hope for a better future alive. We have a chance to turn our shared anger at this moment into shared love for each other. Chance to keep hope going. Yeah, I mean, this is anarchism par excellence. It's just like happy feelings will win the day, you know? Love will win the day in the end. David Graeber would love this shit. It's this hope that makes us powerful. It's this hope that keeps us and those around us going. It's easy to fall into a doomer mindset to just go, it's Jover. But doom won't save us. We can't build a better world on nihilism. Spite alone can get you far, but it will never make you happy. As cheesy as it sounds, one thing all the easy to share optimistic posts or write about is that love and friendship will always be some of the most radical acts we can do. Hope alone obviously doesn't lead us to this future, but without it we have no reason to raise our arms, to rebel and tear down the systems holding us back. It is this hope in a world full of doom that creates solidarity in crisis, this hope that organically leads to mutual aid in natural disasters, this hope that leads people to pick up guns and fight for their community when an army tries to tear their world apart. Why fight to survive if we don't allow ourselves to truly live until our last breath? Autonomy is the result of hope in moments of crisis, and our love, hope, and friendship is the glue that holds it together. Anarchism is a human response to oppression, to a world falling apart around us, to having no one left but each other. Anarchism has always been everywhere. Anarchism starts in the now. Yeah. Whatever. I mean, it all sounds nice, but like, again, look at the Zapatistas and compare that to socialist states. Now, some people are making some good points I want to address. I think shitting on Zapatistas isn't good necessarily. They're better than the Mexican government. Now, you know, I don't fully disagree with that. I would like it if anarchists didn't spend half of their waking hours constantly shitting on socialist states. I would like it if anarchists weren't absolutely obsessed with the evil tankies, with believing whatever is instantly said to them about socialist states. But, you know, if anarchists are going to engage in this endless sectarian hatred of socialist and communist states, socialist states, whatever, and, like, you know, believe whatever they're told about these states, then I'm just going to say what's wrong with the Zapatistas. It's pretty silly that, you know, anarchists supposedly get free reign to shit talk the Soviet Union, but I can't criticize the Zapatistas, you know? So that's my response to that. You know, I'm not apologetic about it because anarchists do it all the time. Many anarchists, not all of them, but many, do it all the time. But yeah, it's very much a hippie 60s feel good. Don't actually think about the material brutality of a revolution and what that actually means. What actually improving people's lives materially means. I think a lot of anarchists have pathological martyrdom. Their ideals are formed around being seen to resist, not build. I mean, yeah, there's an element of the means justify the ends, right? The means justify the ends. And what I mean by that is that, and Andrewism kind of said this, what I mean by the means justify the ends is that many anarchists would rather have a perfectly moral resistance and then have it completely end in fascist Nazism, rather than compromise on some of their ideals and have a somewhat less ideal government, right? So anarchists, they will take acting perfectly in a revolution and completely losing and not being able to fulfill a single ideal. A lot of them, if not most, would take that over any sort of sacrifice of their ideals to create a somewhat lesser result. It's sort of like a reverse, the short story, The One Who Walked Away from Omelas. sort of situation. I want the Zapatistas, his son Rax says, I want the Zapatistas to succeed and become a power in their own right, expand the revolution, etc. I say that as an ML. The reality on the ground is messy, horrible, brutal. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's horrible or brutal. I don't know enough, but there's definitely a lot of issues. But yeah, I would love it if they could prove me wrong. I'd love to be proven wrong. Yeah, O'Melons was written by an anarchist. It was written by Ursula Le Guin. The Zapatistas are not anarchists and have never processed to be. I recommend watching my Andrewism video. But, yeah, so definitely not the worst written manifesto, and, you know, I agree with some of the sentiments, but, you know, it's exactly like the typical, you know, very, in terms of, like, material, you know, solutions or arguments, it's very light. Alright. So, guys, as you can see from the dono goal, we're on the way to me opening a mystery box on stream full of Soviet memorabilia, from real memorabilia from the Soviet Union, and I'm really excited for this. So if you guys want to support me towards the goal, we're about a third of the way through. If you guys want to support me, and we can do that on stream, which might be fun. These are, you know what? Yeah, I'm looking at these now. These look kind of lame. Not gonna lie, compared to these. These look kind of cooler. Like, I'd love to get some medals and like a watch. Or like an old Soviet board game. Oh, Soviet checkers or something? That's cool. So if you want to support for that, you can just tip in the Streamlabs link, or you can just donate normally. Either way, that'll go towards the goal. Maybe that's better. That's more viewable. Alright, someone give me money. I'm done asking nicely. Give me money. That would be a super cool medal to get. Oh, they purchased... Is this something else? Oh, you can just, like, buy medals? Oh, no, this is just this one. No, I prefer the mystery box. Make it a surprise. I run no ads on these streams, so... donos are the only way I make money from these streams, so if anyone wants to support, please do, and also give me money. Yeah, no, I think that one's out. Look at the funny Russian man.
Today we're doing the unboxing of these things I bought from a company called Vintage Souvenir. They wrote to me: "Dear crazy Russian dad, that's me. Thank you very much for your purchase. You're welcome. I am sure you'll get lots of joy from this box. Best wishes from Ukraine, Alena." Thank you, Alena. This box is actually an extra free gift. Let's get to it later. Whereas this is the Soviet box and what I actually bought from Vintage Souvenirs. Very nice packaging, but I have to remove. Sorry, Alena. Whoa, look at this. Mystery box. Let's do this, people. Oh my god, you need to see this! Pravda, newspaper from 1986. Look at this. Gorbachev. Oh my god. I think I read this very paper when I was back in the Soviet Union in 1986. Обращаясь к представителям средств массовой информации, Михаил Сергеевич Горбачев сказал: Next. Советские открытки, postcards.
I have to zoom it that way because if I full screen, his face gets cut off, so... Yeah.
Like the Soviet Union. Слава свершениям октября. Glory to the accomplishments of the October. Мир, труд, май. Peace, work, May. There's so many of them. I cannot show you all of them, but these are wonderful. All of them produced in the Soviet Union. Слава вооруженным силам СССР, which means glory to the armed forces of the Soviet Union. Okay, I'm having too much fun, people. Hold on a second. Pagons. I don't know the term in English. You know, they go on shoulders of those military people. What rank is this? I think this is lieutenant. This is so fun. Школьно-оформительные краски. Paints from Soviet
super
schools.
Cool.
Oh my god. Soviet кошелек. It even still has money.
Oh, that's cool. I would rock that thing, dude. I would bring that thing everywhere.
Кошелек means wallet in English, and I kid you not, I think my babushka, my grandmother in the Soviet Union had this very one. I think I'm gonna put my credit cards in here next time I go shopping.
Oh man, I would love that.
It does not get any more Soviet than this. It's some kind of a вымпел. Ленинград, июнь 1900 какого-то года. Первенство войск ПВО. This will look beautiful on the wall. If nobody arrests me, of course. These are some kind of military pins. So cool. I might wear them. Half a pound of various Soviet pins. Where did they get this stuff? Because Soviet Union fell apart like in 1991. I love it.
Wow.
Way to go.
I would love those little pins. Cam, how much Soviet memorabilia do you have? I have 0. I have absolutely nothing. So I would love to start my collection. Put something on the wall behind me or something. Would be cool. That Soviet painter thingy is probably of better quality than the West. Yeah, maybe. It's pretty old though, so I don't know if the watercolor paints are out of commission. But yeah, if you guys want to see me do this, please donate.
Vintage souvenir. Wait, what is this? It's really nicely wrapped. I wonder. Hold on. Oh my god! Mishka Олимпийский! This is the Olympic bear from the 1980 Olympics. I was 10 years old.
That's probably a collector's item.
The Americans boycotted it. Imperialistic pigs. Okay, I'll edit this out. What else do we have here? Oh! Шкатулка. Look at this beautiful Soviet box. Oh, it's not just a Soviet box. This is a Soviet cup. Retractable. You carry it around if you need to drink, and then you open and voila. You can.
Oh, that is so fucking cool, dude. That is so cool. I need that. Where did he get all this? He got it in a Soviet mystery box, which if you want to see me open live on stream, you can dono towards the goal. Right here. Virgin Chemical Mind has none, while Chad Lady Istihar has her whole room decorated with it. Yeah, I gotta get started. honestly. I don't know, this was, maybe, I don't know if they gave him better stuff, but this was a really good unboxing. I might want to do this one.
Not necessarily alcoholic beverage in there, and then you drink. Drink like a Soviet. Okay, I don't recognize this. Головоломка Kubik. Puzzle called Cube. More military pins. I love this historical stuff. Oh, I remember these. These are... Hold on, I forgot. What the hell are those? Sports calendar with one leaf for each month. And various sports figures here from the Soviet Union. Whoa! I think it's some kind of a medal or order. 50 years of victory. I know I didn't earn it, but I just want to put it on to show you. What do you think? And we're still not done with the box. Wait, what are those? Soviet military buttons. Карандаши Космос. Next time my children do homework, I will make them use these pencils. Почтовые марки. Stamps.
Wow.
I would kill for this when I was a child. These are actually Soviet stamps.
Wow.
Oh my god, this will look beautiful in my collection. These are authentic Soviet postcards. Look at those beautiful flowers. Come next Valentine's Day, I'm going to surprise my wife. What are those? More calendars with faces of Soviet beauties. I didn't even know they made those. Interesting. I'll look at them later. Last but not least, oi. Flag of USSR. I am not pro-communism. I just find this historically fascinating. That was a... Just dropped my Olympic bear. Are you okay? He's safe. We're good. Now we're going to look at this free gift. Look at this beautiful colors from Ukraine. Самолет, which means airplane. Днепропетровский машиностроительный завод имени Ленина, which means the manufacturing factory in Dnipropetrovsk, Dnipro, named after Vladimir Lenin. Who else? Oh, one of those MiGs. I think I used to play with this when I was a child.
Oh, that's it? That was awesome. I think that guy's channel is called That Russian... Crazy Russian Dad. So yeah. Pretty cool. Oh, he did another one. He did a triple XL mystery box. Maybe we'll watch that next time. Yeah, we'll definitely watch that next time. But yeah, that's Crazy Russian Dad. He said he's not pro-communism or whatever, which is sad. But, you know, maybe he's just saying that. Maybe he's a secret commie. Thank you, Magic Land, for the $5. When do we get the China/DPRK live stream? What do you mean? Like a live stream where I talk about those things, or what? I did a DPRK live stream, but it got taken down, I think. Not gonna lie, not drowning in Soviet memorabilia is probably good. Have a few things, yes, but they are relics from other people's efforts. Make meaning from the work we do here, and we will have our own relics. That strikes me more as, I don't know, I feel like that strikes me as kind of just like the Anarchist Manifesto, where it kind of sounds good and poetic, but in practice, like, is it so bad to just, you know, own a few cool things? I don't know. I mean, for the record, I'm not very consumerist at all. As you can see, I don't own much. Like, what you see behind me, plus my desk and my clothes, is like everything I own. But, you know, if there's... It's more like a fun stream thing, as I just wanted to think of something fun to do on stream more than anything, along with getting something cool. Don't be JJ and defend consumerism. Who's JJ? Also, again, if you look behind me, as I literally just said, that is like everything I own. Plus my clothes and my computer and all that. People are not much less people cannot be much less consumerist than I am. Lenin bust when? You know, aren't those really expensive? I don't think I'd ever get something like that. I don't know, that feels LARPy to me. Like, I'd get that if it was cheap. But I don't know. Having a Lenin bust, it just feels LARPy, kind of. I would never get the Soviet mystery box if it wasn't like a stream thing. That's one of the reasons. Because it might be fun. I don't know. All right, come on, one more dono. Give me $3 towards the mystery box. All right, we got to get something out of it, and then we'll move on. Oh, let's see what he says about USSR propaganda. Crazy Russian dad. Oh, please don't be too anti-communist. Please just be slightly anti-communist.
There was a very powerful tool in the Soviet Union. They would start indoctrination at a very young age. I remember being in the first grade, so I was 6 years old, and they showed me in the school books the following. First, there was this picture of a capitalist. The guy looked ugly, and he was fat, big belly, and a top suit. And they said, this is John, he's the head of the factory. Then they showed workers. They were thin and gorgeous, and they had some kind of tools like shovels. And then they said that John, head of the factory, is taking advantage of those workers. He's exploiting them. He's making 5 times more than those workers. And then there was a big question that the teacher asked us. Children, is this fair? And of course all the children, including myself, thought, no, that doesn't seem fair. Of course, what they did not explain to me that the capitalist was actually an entrepreneur. He's the one who came up with the idea, and he started this factory with his own blood, sweat and tears. He hired those other workers, and then he gave them jobs. But that somehow was omitted from my lesson, and they simply taught me to hate capitalism. So everybody, but especially young people, when you hear stuff at your school or at your university, take it with a grain of salt. Don't just believe blindly everything you're told. Most issues, especially complex ones, have multiple facets. Stay vigilant.
Man, it's crazy. This is why when someone says like as a Russian or whatever, you never just take what they say for face value. It's crazy to have had your country dismantled by capitalists, completely destroyed and torn apart by capitalists, and then to say like, oh, capitalists are the one that, you know, do all the thinking and the helping. Jeez, that was way worse than I thought it was gonna be. That was like, poor guy's been brainwashed. It's sad. Yeah, Lenin body pillow. That's amazing. Is Soviet memorabilia LARPy in general, in your opinion? Yeah, you know, there's something about a Lenin bust that feels really LARPy. But just buying, like, old stuff from the Soviet Union for some reason doesn't feel as LARPy. But maybe I'm just being selective. I don't know. Can you imagine me having a debate with this guy? That would be fun. right, we'll move on. Okay, so yeah, so there's like brutal fire in California right now. Apparently it's like the worst fire in the history of LA. Tens of thousands of homes, apparently. At least thousands. But yeah, it's pretty insane. Now, I have mixed feelings about this, honestly, because... Okay, you're gonna say, what does he mean he has mixed feelings? Well, we brought this on ourselves, you know? A fire like this, on an unseasonable time, America brought this on itself. And this is not poor America. This is rich, rich, rich America. I heard someone say it's the most expensive fire in history. So here you can see, because of how expensive the homes getting burned are, these are mansions, rich people for the most part. More than anywhere else in the country, relatively, pretty much. So 5 dead so far. Oh, that's just in Eaton. There's multiple fires. There's like 4 fires. That is just one of like the 5 fires going on right now.
Long ago that the death toll there has risen from 2 to 5. 5 people have died in the Eaton fire, but the circumstances around their deaths are not yet known. Roughly 100 structures have been destroyed. That's at least. And the Eaton fire also exploding in size. It now almost tops 11,000 acres, 0% contained. We're waiting for an update on that one anytime now.
Then there's the Hirsch fire, which is burning in Sylmar. We just talked about this with Congressman George Whitesides. It has scorched more than 700 acres. Forced evacuations also at 0% containment.
Let's go to, this is the Palisades, pardon me, this is the latest on the Eaton fire. We have a camera set up, the smaller picture there. That is where officials have gathered at the Pasadena Recreation Center, where those officials will give us an update on the Eaton fire. You can see LA County Supervisor.
My friend has a genuine Soviet-era Lenin bust. He's a professor of Marxism in Beijing. Lenin bust is LARP. Okay, but that's a little different, because that's actually like a Soviet Union relic, which is definitely more interesting. He's a 60-year-old Dutch communist who lives in the USSR and now lives in Beijing. That's awesome, dude.
Hey everyone, my name is Victor, typical spelling V-I-C-T-O-R, last name is Gordlo, G-O-R-D-O, mayor of the city of Pasadena. Let me first say on behalf of all residents of Pasadena that our thoughts and prayers are with those
who cares
in our thoughts and prayers.
Oh, it's all this guy.
We have experienced a tremendous tragedy here in our community. To date, we have over 100,000 people under mandatory evacuation. We've had 5 fatalities, and then we have close to another 100,000 people who have
oh, my bad.
Been warned
I didn't have it in the proper
evacuate
tab.
because they are in a danger zone.
Hundreds
of homes have been lost. I'll let the police chief and the fire chief talk about that. But this
No
is
one
an
said
opportunity
anything.
for us as a community, as a people, to band together and work to support one another. Whether you're affected or not, please take the opportunity to help a neighbor, help a friend, check in on friends and neighbors.
So yeah, again, I mean, I do we not ultimately deserve this, you know? Left liberals and Republicans. Liberal Californian government, you know, I'm sure it's more left environmentally than Republican governments, but it's not doing enough. I already know that. Presidents at Joe Biden didn't do enough. Kamala Harris wasn't gonna do enough. I don't know, you know, it's not exactly, it's not... Look at this guy trying to put out the fire with his sprinkler. That's crazy. It's not... It didn't come out of nowhere, I'll just put it that way.
Also with us today are neighboring assembly members, Assemblymember Coloza, Assemblymember Nick Schultz. You'll also hear from Fire Chief Chad Augustine and Police Chief Gene Harris. So again, I just want to assure people that... Supervisor Barger and I had the opportunity to sit down with the governor of California this afternoon, not too long ago, maybe an hour ago, and the governor has assured us that he will provide whatever assistance that we may request. And so on behalf of neighboring jurisdictions, including the County of Los Angeles, particularly
kind of
the
useless.
County of Los Angeles.
So we have a lot of big fires pushing from the wind, and it's extending to multiple homes at this point. This specific home, it got into the attic space, so we're trying to save this home before it gets into the living. But Torrance Fire is assisting us right now, and looks like we're getting a pretty good stop so far.
What kind of challenges are you facing? Obviously, these fires are popping up. You can see the smoke here, but they're popping up in homes all over here.
Right, yeah, so I think the biggest challenge at this point is going to be our water supply issues, but at this point we have plenty of good resources, and we're trying our best at this point to stop the fires.
So is the water coming from the trucks at this point? The hydrants don't have enough?
We do go to the hydrants. Some are working, some are not, but typical structure fires, we would have one while we would continuously flow water, which is inconsistent with what we're doing today.
So the fire was starting in the attic, so that could be really bad anytime there's a fire in an attic of a home, right?
Sure, yeah, anytime.
If someone don't knows, I'll give my opinion on China. All right, all you fucking people ignoring what's on screen, talking about fucking China. You guys want to talk about China? All right, give me money and I'll tell you guys my official opinion on China.
Type of fire is going to be obviously not too good for the structure whatsoever.
Just one last question. What's it like for you guys personally being out here and seeing the destruction that we're seeing on all these streets and then trying to do your best to save these homes?
You know, it's tough for our personal families, but I can't even imagine what the owners of these properties are dealing with. So my thoughts and prayers, all of us, you know, it's devastating, and we're trying our best. We're trying our hardest.
Yeah, we appreciate the work that you guys are doing, so stay safe. Thank you. Of course. Appreciate it. Yeah, you can see they're actively trying to put this out. You might be able to see some of the smoke coming on the side, but there's also more buildings and structures on fire downwind or upwind of where we are standing. So this is kind of what we're seeing.
Hassan Rock, if you have PayPal or maybe Stream, it takes Venmo as well. If you just click the link in the stream, you'll get a link to Dono, and that will go to the donation goal. If you don't want to go to that, just let me know. But yeah, just check out the Streamlabs link. If that doesn't work, you can just message me in Discord, and I can send you a Venmo.
All over Pacific Palisades. I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, Matthew, thank you so much. So this was just from not that long ago. Matthew has gotten resituated. Matthew, tell us where you are and what you're seeing, how the conditions are.
Yeah, so we're on PCH right now, and we keep sending back those look lives per se because the cell reception is so poor in there. We're unable to go live. So we have reception down here on PCH by the beach, but you can see we're actually only 2 miles from the Santa Monica Pier, and these hot spots are flaring up right along PCH. And you might be able to see these firefighters up on the hill here trying to prevent it from spreading closer to Santa Monica. You can see the Santa Monica buildings further down on PCH, very close to Santa Monica, honestly, again, about 2 miles from the pier. But yeah, this is just what you continue to see out here, these hot spots flaring up and just big flames, and it continues to spread with that wind that's gusting 30-40 miles per hour. Go ahead and send it back to you.
Matthew, how do you compare the winds to yesterday?
It's coming in bursts. Sometimes you'll get a big, strong burst, and you'll see a flame just take off out of a home and catch the next home on fire. But I'd say, you know, it's pretty equivalent to what we were seeing last night. You might be able to hear that gust right now.
Wow. All right, Matthew Seedorf, thank you. Keep up the good work out there on Pacific Coast Highway. Next, we are headed to a live picture from Skyfox, where you can just see the overwhelming amount of smoke that can be seen for so many miles in every direction.
And we want to hear from a homeowner who talked to our Gigi Graciette earlier today, who had just lost.
All right, why? Okay. Dude, I gotta leave Streamlabs. Streamlabs has so many problems. My mouse is glitching out. Talk about China now. For 10 bucks. Thank you, Hissan Rock, for the 10 bucks. Alright. I guess we're talking about China now. I don't know how it ever ended up at China in the first place. First, I need to get my mouse back. Fucking Streamlabs, dude. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. It happens fairly often, but it usually doesn't glitch out this bad, where it's like truly just gone.
No.
Wait, update the mystery box for my 5 bucks. I will do. Don't worry. I will. You have to tip through Streamlabs for it to update the Soviet mystery box, which I agree is stupid. And I think I'm just gonna quit Streamlabs because that is stupid, and so is what's happening right now with my mouse. So don't worry. I really cannot stop talking until my mouse comes back. So, why is this happening? Did the dono go through? Yeah, it did. It went to the dono goal. Thank you for the dono. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. Thank you. I wanted half... That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted half of my screen to become yellow for some reason. What the fuck? This is exactly what I wanted. Thank you, Streamlabs. I'm definitely gonna subscribe to your $150 yearly subscription so I can have more of this. Okay, I got rid of the yellow. Still don't have my mouse. Did bro enable P mode? Oh my god. Oh my god! Holy shit. Holy no! What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, so the yellow's gone, but I still don't have my mouse. Oh my god. I've had this happen before on stream, but it has never lasted this long. And I'm trying everything. I've tried unplugging the mouse, that doesn't fix it. Okay, I accidentally reacted to someone's message on Discord. They're gonna think that's weird. Why did I do that? because I literally can't see my mouse and I'm trying everything. I'm just gonna fucking just like slam the keyboard. No. Alright, thoughts on China? Well, fuck it. We'll just go no mouse. I think that, I want to still do more research and read more, but I would say that, I watched another stream by Red Pen where he talks about Xi Jinping's China, and it made me a bit more positive about it. But, you know, I think that Deng's reforms went way too far. I basically, like with most things, I have a nuanced take. I think Deng's reforms went way too far in a lot of ways. Whether he meant to make them go that far, I don't know. Whether he was like just a secret capitalist, who knows. But what I will say is that I think Deng reforms went too far, and then his successor was even worse. I forget his name. His successor was even worse. And then his successor was a little bit better. But still not amazing. You know, he was not reversing the huge rise in billionaires. And then his successor in Xi Jinping, I see sort of like as a Yuri Andropov figure. I see him as someone who is like, all right, shit has gone too far. To be very clear, I think the Soviet Union, for its problems, did not have similar problems to China in a lot of ways. The Soviet Union was a lot more equal in terms of income inequality, at least. The Soviet Union was extremely equal relatively, but, you know, it had corruption and all that stuff still. And it wasn't producing enough consumer goods and all that stuff. I think China has its own set of different and unique problems. I think that Xi Jinping I see as a Yuri Andropov type figure, someone who is intelligent enough and I think principled enough to at least try to fix a lot of the failures that China has experienced, while not being super idealistic like Gorbachev. You see what I mean? I see him as more of a realist. I see him as a realist who is not an idealist. If you want to say Gorbachev was honest, then he was like a dumbass idealist, basically. I see Xi Jinping more as like a Yuri Andropov realist type of figure who genuinely wants to save China's Marxist principles, but isn't like trying to turn China into this happy-go-lucky, quote-unquote liberal democracy, Marxist liberal democracy or whatever, And I think so far he's done a lot of really good things in that regard. I think the Maoists have some good criticisms of China, but they go way too far in just saying, like, China is basically evil, modern China. Deng was just a capitalist roader who just loved capitalism. Maybe he did, but we have seen an active reversal under Xi Jinping. So we will see if that continues. Gorbachev was extremely charming, dumber than dirt, too. I mean, isn't that what Deng famously said? That, like, this dude's dumb as hell? Which I think is fair to agree with. It's like, how did he become maybe dumber maybe dumber isn't the right word, it's naive. Gorbachev was extremely naive, whereas I see Xi Jinping as a more practical realist. And I think that's the difference, is a realist reformer versus an idealist reformer. So if you liked that take, I don't know, give me money. I think that was a pretty good take. Red Pen does streams? No, he doesn't do streams, but he did a video talking about Xi Jinping's book, The Governance of China. Well, Gorbachev, I believe, he was a great student. You know, he was a very talented student, and he was lifted up from the peasants, you know, and I guess people thought, like, oh, you know, this nice guy who has really good grades and stuff, you know? He'll be a good leader. My biggest criticism of China is that they have done nothing about the Gaza genocide when they easily could. I agree. I've said that many times. My two biggest criticisms of China, without being an expert, are their billionaires and their refusal to side more with the Gaza genocide, to actually do something to stop it. I've talked about this before on stream. I don't care about your excuses about why they can't do more. Doesn't matter. I've talked about why those excuses I don't think are enough. But yeah, so that's my nuanced take that isn't just like China's evil or China's great, you know? I mean, if China is funding Yemen and resistance groups, then that's good. It's silly that they want Israel's money, though, because, like, China is not gonna... China's economy is not gonna collapse. The thing is, China wants Israel to collapse because Israel's a U.S. ally. It would actually be in China's benefit to cut off all trade with Israel. That would harm Israel. And it would be the morally right thing to do. But maybe Xi Jinping just hasn't gotten to that in his docket list yet, you know? They give non-military aid to Yemen? Well, that's good, at least. Do you think there's any weight behind China's efforts to unify with Taiwan, or is it just performative? I'm not an expert on that. I know it's sexy to be like Vosh and to just be like, well, here's my opinion on something I know nothing about. But I just don't know enough to answer that. Anonymous said earlier, just saying again that I love your streams. I even watch them when you aren't live. Thank you, Anonymous. I appreciate that. Either way, I honestly don't care that much about what AES countries do. I'd rather communists spend more time worrying about their own countries instead of others. Yeah, I think it's a mixture. I think you can do both, but I agree that I don't think it's that. I think if liberals cared more about other countries than their own countries, they'd become communists and socialists, right? I think one of the reasons communists are communists is because they cared about other countries and they realized, oh my god, America and the US is like killing everyone horrifically, you know? China is winning the soft power war against Taiwan. Yeah, I mean, that does seem to be true, that USA is on the decline and China's on the rise, so China can just chill. Do nothing and win. Give me money. If you want my opinion on anything else, just give me money. I take two currencies. I take yen and US dollars. No, I'm kidding. I take any currency. Biggest difference in... Yeah, I think China launching a direct invasion would probably be a mistake. For a lot of reasons. To be fair, Taiwan historically does pretty much belong to China, or at least more to China than the fucking US. But yeah, China invading Taiwan would probably be a terrible idea. There's very few scenarios, I feel like, where a full-on, like, boots on the ground invasion ever go well. Like, where are examples of that in the 20th century where that succeeded? In the long term. Give me money. Give me money. Give me money. Oh, Fuck, I forgot to say what I wanted from Panera Bread. Fuck. But yeah, if you guys don't want you guys don't want my fucking stream to melt down like it just did, I'm gonna need some money, US dollars now. Guys, donate him money so he can buy a new mouse. True. I almost said a new house. Guys, donate me money so I can buy a house. We're only $500,000 away. We're so close, guys. Oh, jeez. That's depressing to think about. I think I'm getting sick or something. $500,000 is gonna. There's a lot of places other than California where a house costs $500,000. There's plenty of places at this point. Guys, I fixed it. I got it back. I was just fucking with something. I got my mouse back. Thank God. Oh, it's back. Mubarak, thank you for the $5, my friend. Just read Kill Everything That Moves by Nick Terse. I did not realize how bad the Vietnam War was. Also, Vietnam's invasion of Cambodia was goated. That's true. Vietnam did invade Cambodia, which was goated for sure. I haven't read that book. I watched Ken Burns' documentary about the book. Not about the book, just about the Vietnam War when I was like a sock dem. And it was pretty... I thought it was amazing. I thought it was so good, but if I watched it now, I'm sure I'd probably be just totally fucking disgusted by it. But aesthetically and stuff, the Vietnam War documentary was like, wow. But it's probably a very liberal telling of it. Typing super chats is glitched. Interesting. I never ever heard that. But I've never typed one, so maybe.
We have multiple miles ahead of the fire, and that's really what caused the rapid spread of this fire.
Is it just me, or is it fucking useless to be... I'm not a firefighter, but it seems kind of useless to be spraying the top of the fire, right? Or do they want the water to fall down into the house?
The county, but right on the border, we had both Pasadena and LA County resources arriving almost simultaneously, and then of course the fire quickly moved into the Pasadena city limits. Yeah, what gives me hope is when I look at the trees and bushes around here. Last night was incredible, right? It was like something that most of you have probably never seen. Tonight we have very mild wind conditions where we can get aircraft and a ton of additional resources getting their hands around this fire. That's what gives me confidence that we're going to get a handle on this fire.
Why don't we bring the police chief up, and then you can ask questions of both chiefs.
The cause, you're going to love my generic answer, but the cause is under investigation, right? We have multiple fire investigators as well as fire and arson investigators from LA County and local resources investigating that. I
have a question, guys. Are all firefighters bastards? Are firefighters cops too, or are they, like, different? I guess they're different for the most part.
We need to let them do their good work so that we can come up with an accurate cause and origin.
To stay here for more questions, but in the meantime, because this also involves a public safety situation and neighborhoods that have been evacuated and homes, the message I want to reiterate is don't even think about it. Don't think about coming to loot any of these properties in Pasadena or Altadena, because the Pasadena Police Department, as well as the LA County Sheriff and resources from the state of California, will be out there patrolling and protecting these neighborhoods. With that, I'll turn it over to our police chief, Eugene Harris, to provide you more facts and details.
My name is Gene Harris. I am the police chief for the city of Pasadena. Gene is Gene. Last name is Harris, Harris. Last night at the beginning of this incident, first responders from the city of Pasadena responded to the area of this event primarily on a safety mission. But when they got there, they rapidly found an escalating fire that was growing rapidly with the wind gusts, and it turned into a rescue evacuation scenario. Those first responders acted heroically by going in and either evacuating or evacuating or rescuing numerous folks that are now housed in this building behind me. It was nothing short of heroic, and as they got there, it rapidly turned into that.
All right, so the consensus is that firefighters are good. Okay. But they have an informal union with the police as public servants. They tend to be friends with cops. Yeah, so firefighters are more redeemable, I guess. If not perfect.
That type of mission. So we had people from our police department, our fire department, certainly reached out into our Area C partners, local, state, and county folks that came to assist. And it took all night to get folks rescued or evacuated.
How do I actually mention someone else? You just type @ and then you type their username, I believe. It's a little bit glitchy. YouTube chat is not perfect for sure. The main reason I stream here is that they give a lot more of your revenue from donos to you than they do to YouTube, than Twitch, and also it's easier than Twitch, you know, to stream here.
Evacuated from their homes, and that effort was robust in that end. We also reached out beyond our county into other counties. We had some other agencies roll assets to us that could help us solve this problem, and they are still on scene at our command post as we speak. As you heard said, this is an active scenario from a law enforcement
perspective. That is crazy that that poor guy's trying to put out his house with the fire in his house with that.
You've heard all of the fire circumstances and issues. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we in law enforcement are doing in this incident. As I said, it started out as a evacuation and rescue mission. It is now going to transition for law enforcement into a protection and community safety mission. And we will be staunch in protecting the community and protecting the homes of those folks who've had to be evacuated. We will have numerous folks in and around the area, upwards of 150 officers at any one time in and around the city handling all of our regular patrol efforts, but certainly focusing on making sure that the homes and the property around the burn area.
I was thinking of streaming on other platforms, especially like Kick, because I know it's a right-wing hellhole, but I was thinking I could convert people, maybe, probably naive, and also they give like 90% of the dono goes to the streamer, which is insane. But I cannot multi-stream with Streamlabs, which is another reason to stop using Streamlabs. And speaking of reasons to stop using Streamlabs, my mouse is gone again, so that's great.
Area is secure. We will be staunch in that effort. If you have, and this is a message to the community, if you have a righteous reason to be there, declare that reason to law enforcement personnel and we'll assist you. If you don't have a righteous or legal reason to be there, expect to be challenged, and we will deal with you accordingly. The idea here is we want to make sure that we protect the people in this community, we protect the sanctity of these people's homes, and we will do that without fail. As you heard the mayor say, don't come here if that is the mission, if that's what you plan to do. You will run into somebody in one of these uniforms, and we will take care of that situation. So ensure that we are going to be staunch and very stern about the way that we're conducting this protection mission. I want to end it by simply saying the first responders in this city are second to none. Those partners that responded to help us really stood up, and you've got some really good elements that came out here to support this community and make it safe. So we will have ongoing and sustained operations. There will not be any lessening of operational capability for emergency services. We might find that some of the regular services will be out. We've put some information out on that for social media and on the media to make sure that people understand that we may not.
All right. Yeah. So I am genuinely considering streaming on Kick at some point. but I'm probably not going to do like even launch the first one until I get like 100 followers on Kick, just so I know some people will be there and I'm not wasting my time. But here, I'll put the Kick stream there. If you want to follow, and once we get to 100 followers, I'll probably switch out of Streamlabs so I can multi-stream. And what I'm thinking I can do it as is it's like a crusade. It's like I'm crusading into the hellhole that is Kick to like convert that's a bit weird, but like the reactionary, like disgusting, like right wingers, you know. It's like a socialist crusade into the land of Kick.
But we're trying to expect the unexpected and get in front of these types of things.
First leftist on Kick. Yeah, I think I might fucking be. Like, if I actually started streaming on Kick, I might be like the only person leftist doing it on Kick. Which probably means it's going to be like, if I get any attention, it's going to be bad at first, but I think it could be interesting.
I do not. Right? We're still in a very active incident, right? And we have a dynamic.
I'm a missionary.
That is 0%
Yeah.
agreement. But what caused a lot of last night's issues was the dynamic winds. Wind gusts to 70 miles an hour, and very erratic.
You on Kick is like the meme of the guy in the pool being laughed at by everyone because he's the only one that didn't piss in the pool. Oh my god, that's good.
Do I expect a risk of fire spread tomorrow? Yes. Do I expect erratic fire weather like we saw last night? No.
I think alternative sites tend to be fascist because a lot of the times the founding principles of the alt sites are libertarian free speech defenders who don't want to be censored. Yeah.
And just acknowledging that we're in red flag conditions in January, right, should make us all pause. And so the humidity was so low last night that a single spark could cause a fire. And then you add in the wind gusts, and
I don't know. I think it could draw some really weird and unwanted attention to my channel. Because it's such a cesspool. So I'll definitely give it a shot. I'm not sure if it's going to be a long-term thing or not, because, you know, it's definitely going to be weird, at least at first. But I think I want to give it a shot. Maybe the first stream on Kick, I'll do only Kick, and then from then on I'll do both YouTube and Kick, but I don't know. Infrared is on Kick, yeah. Cam will still be the first leftist on Kick, Minecraft Drang says. Yeah. I wish Eddie of Midwestern Marks wasn't associated with him, he seems like a solid lad otherwise. Yeah, you know, I've kind of lost that opinion of Eddie, because, like, his association with Jackson Hinkle. Like, defending Hawes, I can see you just being dumb as hell, or naive, but, like, defending Jackson Hinkle, dude, you are, like, super compromised. Like, come on.
What was great, if there was a positive thing from yesterday, is we were prepared.
Yeah, say hi to Two Holes Has. What if I stream on Kick, and then I raid Hawes' stream at the end? Oh my god. I need to do that. I need to stream on Kick just so I can raid Infrared at the end of every stream. Not to harass him, just to say hello. How you doing? I'm here, bitch. Infrared wanted to debate me for a while. He would send his audience to, like, come to my streams and stuff and say debate Hawes. Not a good idea. Probably. I don't know.
We grieve for them, right? We are incredibly sorry that they have a loss of, for many of them, everything they own, right? And it's tough as your fire chief. That's my responsibility.
I mean, Thomas Paine, as far as the founding fathers go, Thomas Paine was far less bad than every other one of them.
We were not able to save every residence or building that was out there.
I'm a fan of Eddie, but I guess I don't follow the online drama much. Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Well, you know, first and foremost, you know, it's very sad to see families dislodged, particularly families that have lost their home.
Do you think that Hawes is a closeted fascist? Well, he just met with Alexander Dugin, who is a blatantly open fascist. Alexander Dugin has talked about the gays and the evil gays, and he's just like an esoteric... Dugin and Hawes are the same people. They're esoteric fascists. You have... Which is something you have. You know, Heinrich Himmler was the same. He was like this weird fucking dude. They're all the same. They're esoteric fascists, basically. Whereas, like, Hitler... No, Hitler was pretty esoteric and weird, too. Mussolini was more of a grounded fascist. I think that's from what I know. And then you have, like, the more crazy ones. But yeah, Hawes met with Dugin. Wow. What the heck? Just yesterday he posted it.
There has been some controversy among left circles with respect to your fame. I think that Slavoj Žižek recently has written something insinuating that you are a dangerous, potentially fascist thinker, as well as many claims are...
What's up, Triangle Man? Alright. Do you guys want me... Don't know if you guys want me to watch this. Or at least part of it. Why would Dugin, someone who's actually famous, meet with Hawes? Well, there's a theory that Hawes and Hinkle are being funded by the U.S. government, which is why they have all this ability to, like, meet with Putin and go to Russia all the time, and they have all this money and resources to meet these prominent figures. Yes, infrared and Hawes are the same thing. Thank you for the $5, Phil. And for some reason the alert box is not working. Oh, it's because it's behind the other thing. I'll play the previous alert too, since that wasn't seen either. Thanks for the 5, Phil. If you want me to watch this, don't know, and let me know, or if you want me to watch something else, don't know, and tell me what it is. I think Hawes and Hinkler are funded by Russia. That's the pipeline, not the US. Yeah, you know, but then the question is, why would the US not arrest them? Like, look into that, arrest them? Or do they think that, like, do they think that they're good wreckers? Do they think that they're good wreckers of, like, communism? Hawes screaming, "It's P," is his greatest contribution to the class struggle. Yeah, that's just such a classic clip. That's my favorite MAGA communist clip, bar none. The whole thing, like the whole 5 minutes. where he doesn't know how many holes a woman has. It's just so good. Yeah, it's two-hole theory. Infrared's great innovation. Two-hole thought.
It's piss? No!
Two-hole theory. That's truly the next innovation in communist thinking. Again, by the way, follow me on Kick. Once we get to 100 followers, I'll stream there. For the memes. What is your favorite chemical, Cam? That's a good question. I like oxygen. I like breathing. I have to think more about that. That's a good question. Three-hole theory is dogmatism. No, it's you know what it is? It's revisionist. Three-hole theory is revisionist. Oh my god. This channel is funny to you because all the videos I get recommended are literally just university lectures, and the stream is piss discussion. Basically, every respected revolutionary had problematic takes on LGBT issues. Did Lenin have problematic takes? I don't know Mao that ever said anything about that. I don't know if Lenin or Mao ever said anything. All right, we're at 2 followers on Kick, so it's not taking off so far. Maybe there's not much demand to see me venture into crusade into the land of the damned. Hydrogen and helium are the only real atoms. 99% of the universe is just that, and the other molecules are mental disorders. You know what? That's a fascinating argument in defense of gay and trans people. That's actually a really interesting argument, you know? Like, most things are these small amount of things, but some people are a bunch of other things, you know? I don't know. Lenin never talked about it, but he probably wasn't pro. I bet he wasn't anti because, you know, I don't know. Because he has that clip where he talks about hating Jews is just a distraction from capitalism. So I bet he would have been... Oh, he would be pro today, I'm sure. Because he knows that's just a distraction from capitalizing. I heard that they voted to affirm the removal of the code. I don't have the source of that. But I heard that they voted to affirm to keep that off to protect gay people, but I don't know. Give me money. And I'll watch his Has talk to Dugan or something else. Well, in Lennon's defense, I have several defenses to why he didn't actively say anything. First of all, that stuff was just far less open back then. Secondly, he died in 1923 when he had a ton of stuff going on constantly. Civil War, all this new economic plan, all of this stuff. And he was suffering from strokes that were taking away his mental faculties. So there was a bunch of stuff going on, where a bunch of factors. But that's just speculate. This is all speculation. Whatever. Give me money.
Misinformation.
Give me money or the stream's over, bitches. Say goodnight. You guys have till one minute after the top of the hour to dono, or I'm out. If you dono, I'll put piss mode on. How about that? Trying to set it up. Alright, we're setting up piss mode. Don't you guys want piss mode? Come on. Alright, it's 1 minute after. You know what? I'll be generous. I'll give you guys one more minute. Check your parents' wallets. Check your grandpa's life insurance fund. Check under the pillows, in between the couches. You don't need a credit card. You can use a fucking debit card. All right, one more minute. What the fuck does DKM stand for? Yeah, take out a loan if you have to. Take out a mortgage on your house, take out a loan. Do some sports betting. All right, well that's 3 minutes after, guys. That's me.